What's up, guys? Riggs Motorsports here with Fancy Chancy in the background. It's codename Fancy Chancy. He's coughing up a storm. And we're finally working on the Civic, the boosted Civic. Some of you guys have asked about that since we haven't been doing any videos on it lately. The reason is because the motor lost compression. Driving in, it kind of just died. We're not entirely sure what happened, but now we finally got the space and we're getting ready to unload the Mustang over there, or at least put it on the market to unload. But we're gonna pull this head off, but first we're gonna start with all the things we need to get to first before we can pull the head off. Intercooled piping, the connections to the fuel rail over there. I have to pull the turbo off at some point, etc. So we're gonna start on that, and we'll give you guys updates as we go along, as well as the end of the video will pretty much be a synopsis of what is wrong with the engine. Hopefully just something in the head, hopefully something smaller, but we shall find out. So at the moment I've taken part of the intercooler piping off that goes into the manifold, taken off some of the connectors down in here. Don't really need to specify / I don't know which ones they are, but that's taken off. The valve cover was already off, so at this point it's just the cooling system. You said the throttle cable a second ago, right? Oh no, I didn't, but yeah, I took throttle cable off. Next would be the cooling lines and the gas lines, and then from there we take the bumper off and take off the turbo and the manifold. But yeah, should be a kind of a ongoing after work project for us. Honestly, it could get done in a day, but yeah, we could get it done in a day, but you know, we get home from work and only have a few hours before we end up going to bed, so just try to squeeze in like an hour after work. I'm always tired when I get home. Yep, traffic will do that to you in work. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated as we proceed. Alright, Chance, where are we at? I got the fuel disconnected, or at least this side, and I got this hose taken off, or this vacuum line taken off the manifold that goes to the fuel pressure regulator. And I'm just going to take these two bolts off when we're ready to take the head off, just because I don't want any gas going in the garage. After that, it's just the coolant, so this one and that one on the thermostat. And then tomorrow we're going to take the bumper off and the grill, and we're going to take the manifold and turbo off, and then from there it's just the head studs and it'll come out. Yep, good little start. Yep. Should get us earlier start tomorrow and get pretty far. Got a late start today. Yep. Alright, so today's a new day. Beau and Heath are at the gym right now. I decided not to go because I'm already the strongest person, or the strongest a person can get, so there's no need in going. So I'm going to be working on the head today a little bit more. We're going to be taking off the turbo, the downpipe, or at least the exhaust. Not sure if we should take the manifold on or off. I guess it doesn't really matter. Coolant lines, might take those off today. Probably want to take this one off right here. You see, that goes into the head. That goes into the thermostat housing, which is connected to the head. Take that off, and then from there I already have that fuel line loosened. I can finger tight, so that'll come off when we're ready to pull this off, just because I don't want the gas dripping anywhere. Timing belt, that can be pulled off really quick, just a couple of seconds. And that's about it. So I'm gonna set this up and see if I can get that stuff taken off by tonight.
well, didn't film it, but I got the turbo off right there. There was one bolt that was very hard for me to reach, and I wasn't able to loosen it, but Dad was able to. He found the right wrench that could fit right back in there. It's a really hard spot to reach, but now just got to take that off, that's already off, and then the timing belt. But after that, the head should be good to go, and probably leave the manifold on, probably leave the wastegate.
Alright, what's up, you scallywags? It's a new day. We're working on Chet's face, he was like, scallywags. We're working on the, you want to scoot over light a little bit so they can see, the Civic again, pulling the head apart as per the, you'll see in the rest of the video. Before this, we just discovered something interesting as we were grabbing the camera. It could be related. We'll definitely see. It's definitely strange, so.
I think it's related. So in the process of getting it ready to take the head off, I was getting it to top dead center so we could mark it, so we could just put it back together real quick. We know where everything's timed up. And I was grabbing a wrench to just turn the pulley, the crank pulley, and the bolt was finger tight. That might mean something. Probably, definitely not good in any case. And yeah.
Sup, y'all? Just kidding. Talking like a hick because I got my wisdom teeth out, so it makes me feel weird, and I feel like Elmer Fudd, but anyway, Chance?
Well, I put the bolt back on for the crank pulley, and then I took the spark plug out in the cylinder 1 of the engine. And if you don't know, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not the firing order, that's just the order of the cylinders. And then from there I took the spark plug out, like I said, put a screwdriver very lightly in the hole, and was spinning the crank pulley to get the first piston all the way up to top dead center. And then from there we're going to mark it, and from there we can just take off the cooling lines that I left on there, and we should be able to pull the head. After that, we'll see what's wrong with the engine. The bolt being finger tight on the crank pulley is probably part of it.
It's at least related, I assume.
Yeah, and then we'll just repair it, get it back on the road, and it'll definitely be on the road before summer, so.
We'll be cruising, pulling it with the Ford, and the Ford will probably also be in the back, or this will also probably be in the back with the Ford, and by the time this video is out, you guys will see this, so we're real excited about that. And
we bled the brakes, or we actually got a brake booster and a reservoir for the Ford. We bled them and adjusted the stuff on there, and now the brakes work really well. We did have an instance where the booster was over boosting, or it was just applying pressure on the brake, and as we were driving it was creating a lot of heat and was smoking and smelling really bad, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it didn't smoke very long, and luckily it was like 30 degrees at the time. It was at night, so we got it home pretty quick, and no damage was done. As far as we could tell, the brakes still work. Now they bite really good. They bite harder than the 4Runner, and the 4Runner's brakes work really well, so happy about that.
Yep, so happy we're finally getting to work on this. Get to find out what's wrong, and then from there get it back on the road and have some fun. So it's been a couple days since we filmed last. Beau was doing stuff the other day when I was doing stuff on this, so I didn't film what I did, but I got the cams out and I got it pretty much ready to be taken off. Right now I just took the plugs off the injectors and numbered them. And at this point, I'll have to just take the last bolt off the distributor to get that taken off. And then I can take off the head.
What are you doing now, Chance?
Taking the nuts off the head studs.
And what order does that go?
Order goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
If you guys don't have one, get yourself a good little thin magnet. Comes in handy a lot when working on engines. For like $1.50 at just about any auto parts store. One of those!
Where are my chocolates?
Slacking.
Okay.
Alright guys, me and Chance, kind of assistant Chance, not really, but just kind of watching, hanging out, watching the Mariners while he works on the Honda. Dad's detailing bad timing. So,
I think it's a good time to
do a little prank. Came across this muffler tip.
wait. Is today? Damn it! Today's not the 1st.
Well, maybe he'll notice it tomorrow.
Maybe
on the
he'll
1st.
notice it on April 1st.
We'll probably get this video out on the 1st, so it should work out well.
Yeah, tomorrow is Dad Appreciation Day, so we're gonna show him some appreciation. We're gonna throw this on his Element. It already has a tip, but it's a really bland tip, so we figure we spice it up. And it has a blue tip, just like the Element's blue, so it should match up really well.
Yeah, he doesn't like Ricer stuff at all.
Oh, come on, this ain't Ricer.
Neither do we.
This is JDM spec.
So it'll be pretty funny when he notices it. We imagine it'll probably take a day or two.
Maybe he'll notice it while we're putting it on, but even if he does, we're still gonna put it on.
Yeah, we're still doing it. I'm gonna try to be stealthy, filming back here while Chance.
I'm gonna go underneath the Element when I take off the old tip, so hopefully he doesn't notice. Nothing. Huh? Nothing. That doesn't fit, does it? Yeah, I know.
Extra horsepower.
Oh Lord.
That's racer spec.
I'd want that on my car.
Oh, wow.
It's about 10 horsepower. So I got the exhaust manifold on and got the timing belt cover, the pulley, the alternator belt, the manual tensioner we have on there. And right now I'm just tightening up the exhaust manifold nuts. After that, I will get the turbo thrown back on. Right now I just have it resting on there with one bolt. After that, it will be getting the overflow lines hooked up, getting the intercooler piping put back on, and
the valves were lashed. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, we redid the valves yesterday.
Probably gonna try to fire it up today.
I'm gonna try.
See what happens, and if it doesn't, we'll keep going through things. And yeah, we have the main relay we need to hook up still too. So
which I still don't know how.
Figure it out.
Yeah. What's up, guys? We finally got the Honda running. We worked out some of the issues that it was running into. One that was making the idle surge was just this little vacuum hose that connects from the manifold to the brake booster. We added some coolant back into it. Apparently we had the wires wrong for the coils, so we had to switch those around. What else? We had the water temp and well, we just had two wires switched around. So there was that. Right now it's not showing us water temp for some reason. That's just the gauge though, so that's fine. Oil pressure is working good. Air fuel is kind of weird, but it's working. Dad hooked up the ECU to his phone so we can see all the info we need to. So yeah, we finally got this running again. We can take it to the track when that season rolls around. I guess the next biggest thing will be getting a trailer so we can tow this with the good old Ford out there. Take this to the track and then tow it back. We could bring some...
We have no tabs.
Yeah, we don't got tabs at the moment, but you know,
They won't pass emissions.
race car.
Alright guys, this is probably gonna do it for the end of the video. We're just happy we got the Civic back running. It seems to be running okay right now, not perfect still, so we need to kind of just fine-tune some things, but other than that, I think it's good to go. You guys should be seeing some more videos on this very shortly.
That light just died.
And our light just died.
I was scratching myself. One other thing we forgot to mention with the car, we didn't find anything that was standing out why it wasn't running, but the valves were off spec from where they were supposed to be. They were way too tight, so we had to adjust them. And we just used some of these feeler gauges to feel them out and to adjust them. The correct sizes were 0.006 inches for the intake and 0.008 inches for the exhaust. And once we got those adjusted, it seems to be running because of that. So
that's the theory, at least. As usual, click like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, leave a comment. Let us know what you want to see more on this thing. We plan on taking it out here real soon and putting it through its paces. Make sure to hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Share this video around, maybe pass it to someone you know that would like it. And thanks for watching Riggs Motorsports.